Thanks for tuning in to the Vintage Cinema Review. On this week's episode, we're covering from 1984, 16 Candles.
A John Hughes classic. You know, it's the time of your life that may last a lifetime.
Yeah, I was pretty much going to say exactly what Zap said, but it is one of my favorite John Hughes movie, sans National Lampoon's Vacation. I really dug the flick, one of Dave's favorites. He owns it, and it was a good time.
Yeah, we hope we're one of your favorites as well. So don't forget to leave that 5-star rating on Spotify, Apple, Google, wherever you're listening. On Apple, leave us a written review. We'd really appreciate that. And sit back, relax, and enjoy 16 Candles. Hey, this is Dave.
Matt.
And Zap.
And welcome to the Vintage Cinema Review.
Where every week we review some of our favorite films from the past.
Hey, there ain't no late fees here.
Silence is golden. And be kind. Rewind.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
What's going on?
Oh, you know, same shit, bigger piles.
Yeah, we're down in the old dirty again today for another John Hughes movie.
You never get, there's never enough John Hughes movies.
Yeah, I can't get enough.
He has like 30 of them, I think. There's a lot.
There's a lot.
Same premise, different name.
Yeah.
But good movies.
I think this was the first one, right? To that he
This one or Pretty in Pink, but yeah.
one of the two, yeah.
Wait, he did Pretty in Pink too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Pretty in Pink.
Ferris Bueller's
Day
Breakfast
Off,
Club.
Breakfast Club. Yeah, I get this confused with Breakfast Club and Pretty in Pink.
You get them confused?
Yeah, like 16 Candles, Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink.
No, I mean, I mean, this one to me, I can tell the difference between the two. I think the storylines were different enough, but this is probably my favorite one. I think.
Yeah, I think we were talking about that earlier. I really did like this one. It was good.
Oh, concur.
Yeah.
This is a great movie. Absolutely great movie.
Well, he did Lampoons too, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I did like the Lampoons, but this one was up there.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? National Lampoon's Vacation. Maybe that came out because that was the same. That was 80. But now, they direct that. That's the thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. When you said the grouping, I was thinking more of those teenage angst movies. And that's for sure going to be the four that we had mentioned. Mm-hmm. Whereas National Lampoon's was just, that's comedy all day. Comedy gold.
Right. It wasn't dealing with the teenagers and all that stuff.
Also with Anthony Michael Hall.
Right.
He was on cloud nine for a while there.
Hell yeah.
But he didn't have any time to like party or have fun because he's
like working all
16, 17 when he's doing these. Like he couldn't get out the bars. He couldn't do anything fun.
I don't know. I got a feeling he found a way to have fun.
I'm sure. I'm sure. So yeah, 16 Candles, rated PG. Runtime on this was 1 hour, 33 minutes. The release date was May 4th, 1984. So not quite a summer movie, I guess. That'd be.
I think it was filmed during the summer, but didn't make it out in the summer.
Yeah, so this was directed by John Hughes, written by John Hughes, and produced by Hilton A. Green, Ned Tannen, and Michelle Manning. The filming dates, like you said, Matt, July of 83 through September of 83, so a little long on that. You think
some July through September?
Yeah.
I mean, 3 months is not the worst.
Not the worst, but I've seen some movies like that seem to have more to them that are done in like a month and a half.
They must have been unionized. They probably had their weekends off. I'm being serious. They were like some casting crews and stuff are like big unions.
That's entirely possible.
Yeah.
It takes a while. Holidays.
Some movies just shock me of how quickly they're filmed, but I guess there's a lot of post-production and other things that go into it. Budget on this, $6.5 million. In the box office, $23.6 million.
Boomtown. That's a return.
That's a return. Not one of the bigger ones we've seen.
Hey, man. The juice was worth the squeeze.
Yep. Yeah, this one
left a little pulp in there. Mm-hmm. There's still squeezy juice.
Yeah.
For sure. So this one, I'm sure as everyone knows, John Hughes movies. It's filmed in and around Chicago, the North Shore suburban area. There's communities up there, Evanston, Skokie, Highland Park.
Do we say that because Hughes is from the Chicago area? Is that why he loves filming in
He loves Chicago.
In Illinois? Gotcha.
Yep. So this movie was filmed and it seems like a rich area to me watching it.
It does.
Yeah, some nice houses.
Weren't quite as nice as the Christmas or National Lampoon's houses, but they were up there.
Yeah.
Well, Wyatt had a nice house in Weird Science.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And, I mean, Jake Ryan had a banging house.
That was an awesome house, yeah.
Yeah, his was a little out there. It was a good movie house. But then again, you're talking about the jock. Or was he even a jock? What was he?
I don't think we ever found out.
Yeah.
This movie only took place over 2 days.
2 days.
Right. Mm-hmm. He was just another 25-year-old senior.
Yeah, 25-year-old rich kid who drove the Porsche.
Right. But I guess that's it for my part here. Zap, you got the cast?
I sure do. All right, the cast to 16 Candles. We've got Molly Ringwald as Samantha Sam Baker, Anthony Michael Hall as the Geek, Ted Farmer, also known as Farmer Ted.
Farmer Ted.
Michael Schofling as Jake Ryan, Haviland Morris as Caroline Mulford, Getty Watanabe as Long Duck Dong, Paul Dooley as Mr. Jim Baker, not to be confused with the evangelist.
I was just thinking that,
Jimmy Baker.
Not Tammy Faye's husband.
That was a good movie. Another one. If anybody's seen the new Tammy Faye, I think it was up for Academy Award. But
I still need to see that.
It was a very good movie.
I also need to see the Pamela movie.
Pamela was actually very good, too. My wife and I watched that.
Yeah. Carlin Glynn as Mrs. Brenda Baker, Blanche Baker as Ginny Baker.
That's a baker. The Baker's dozen.
Baker's dozen, right?
Justin Henry as Mike Baker, Edward Andrews as Grandpa Howard Baker, Billy Bird as Grandma Dorothy Baker, Carol Cook as Grandma Helen, Max Showalter as Grandpa Fred, Leanne Curtis as Randy, John Cusack as Bryce, Darren Harris as Cliff Wheeze, Deborah Pollock as Marlene, also known as Lumberjack. That's that.
The big woman.
That's the Dongers.
the Dongers girl.
The Dongers girl.
Yeah, she runs a 5 flat.
Flat.
She runs a 40 and 5 flat.
5 flat. Yeah.
He didn't understand the flat part.
No.
He just looked at her boobies
because they were big.
Joan Cusack as the Geek Girl. Brian Doyle Murray as the Reverend. That answers that question.
Bill Murray's brother.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was him or if that was Coleman from Trading Places, the butler. Oh,
okay.
Because he didn't speak at all.
Right.
And his face was completely shaven and he had just this lame haircut.
Mm-hmm.
It was just easy for me to confuse the two.
Are you talking, what's his name again?
The Reverend.
Brian Doyle
Murray.
Brian Doyle
Murray.
Murray.
Yeah.
Murray. Yeah, he was really good in Caddyshack.
Of course.
What a breakout performance.
Carl. Jamie Gertz as Robin. John Capellos as Rudy Rizchek. We all know John Capellos from the janitor from the Breakfast Club.
Oh, yeah.
And from that sleazy dude that was in the bar with the awesome laugh from Weird Science.
Him? Okay. Yeah.
And finally, Zelda Rubinstein as the organist.
From Poltergeist.
Right? Yep. Yeah, the creepy lady.
Yep. And I don't know why I always remember that, her, when she's walking into the church and you can hear like the water swaying or whatever that is in her walk. I don't know why I always remember that from this movie. Is that what that was, like swaying back and forth?
It could just be the sound of her pantyhose or her hosiery.
Hosiery could have been, yeah.
So you had Joan Cusack and John Cusack in this movie, brother and sister.
Yep.
I liked her role.
Yeah, with like a neck brace.
Yeah, but she didn't really have any kind of speaking in it or anything. But like she had like a cool dance one. She's trying to drink something. Water fountain scene. Good stuff.
Hell, when she was drinking at Jake Ryan's party, she was sitting in a rocking chair trying to get the beer to go down the throat.
Then she falls over.
She sure did.
That's right. So Matt, I see you have the synopsis.
Yes, a brief synopsis of 16 Candles is the movie that we're doing. 16 Candles. It's Samantha Baker's Sweet 16, and no one in her family remembers the important occasion. John Hughes, the writer of National Lampoon's Vacation, shows how coming of age can be full of surprises in this warm-hearted teenage comedy starring Molly Ringwald. She's your average teen, enduring creepy freshmen, spoiled siblings, confused parents, and the big blonde on campus who stands between her and the boy of her dreams. But wait, the day isn't over yet. This sparkling film features a dynamic score and outstanding performances by Paul Dooley, Emmy winner Blanche Baker, and Oscar nominee Justin Henry. We present to you 16 Candles.
Nice.
Very nice.
Thank you. That was a good synopsis. Yeah, these synapses are better and better.
Man.
Yeah, that's off my DVD.
Oh, rated PG. You said that, right?
Rated PG, which was surprising on this, but I think they had to fight for that. They said to get that rating.
I mean, there was nudity in this.
There was nudity. There was language.
But I think the nudity was rather. I think it was just some girl in the shower. I don't think that was looked at as. I mean, everybody's
wasn't
naked.
like sexual.
Yeah,
fair.
Nature,
there wasn't like
that's fair.
But there was booby touching in this.
There was a lot of stuff that. But again, we're talking about the 80s, so like on PG-13 was not out yet, right?
Just a better time.
As we went over a few times, that was not until what was it?
So Red Dawn was the first one that hit the theaters, but the first movie that was finished was Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
That's right.
It was PG-13.
Yeah.
That was PG-13. So this was before all that. And I think,
was there boobs in that one?
No, but there was a scene of a dude ripping some other guy's heart out. So
violence.
The violence in that was actually the one that was the tipping point, was the guy that, goes into the guy that's strapped into the frame of a mattress before he's dunked into the lava, and he goes. And
he shows him
rips
this
his
beating
heart out.
Heart.
Yep.
Yes.
Right. So Zap, you gonna steer us through this movie here?
I will do my best. I will do my best. No, with the full disclaimer, this movie only takes place over like a day and a half,
right?
Like at best.
Much like Breakfast Club was what, a day?
One day.
And then what was the other one that we just did? And I know you said it was like 2 days, basically. It was one that we just reviewed. And
Weird Science.
That's it. So these John Hughes, he likes to do things within a day or two, basically.
Yeah, why not?
What's with the quick filming?
Yep.
Well, so when we were talking about it took 3 months for him to film this, that surprised me because, again, it's only a day and a half worth of a movie.
Right.
Yeah.
There's not much, and scenery-wise, it's not. I mean, it takes place in more spots than Breakfast Club, but all right, Zap. So what we got?
We've got everybody wake up. There's a wedding tomorrow, and relatives are coming. Ginny, the would-be bride, has her period, and it's Samantha's 16th birthday, and everyone is so busy with their morning routines, her entire family forgot her birthday. Now that was this is very reminiscent to me of like a Caddyshack or even Home Alone. So you're seeing just the busyness of a morning, all the varying ages of the kids running around. The husband's trying to, grab his shit, get the hell out. Mom's, trying to corral everybody and do whatever. And again, in this case, everybody's focus is on Ginny, get married, plus the in-laws, again, the grandparents, both coming into town.
Right.
Well, you said the kid's age too. It's it might be a John Hughes thing because you see like a girl, the youngest daughter maybe like 10, the boy's like 13, then Ringwald's 16, and the daughter got to be like 22.
The one that's getting married.
Yeah, the one that's getting married.
Yeah, I was wondering about that daughter getting married because the guy she's marrying is like balding and he looks like he's 35. But what was that alarm that was going off? Was that somebody's alarm clock? Yeah. I've never heard an alarm clock like that. It was much different.
Oh, so when the movie first starts and the guys are passing papers and the paper hits the house and you hear
it's a siren. Okay.
I thought, like, you see that and you think, oh my God, what's in this house? Like it sounds like I don't know,
like a bomb shelter.
Yeah, like something was breached. Instead, it's just, I think it's now, as soon as the scenes go in, it's just really that shock value of, hey man, everybody get up, get going, get moving. It's the morning, get the hell out.
I got you. Okay.
It's funny, the young boy might have been like 12, 13, like I said. He comes to his dad when Ginny goes into the bathroom and he's like, she got her period. Should make an interesting wedding, huh? And the dad's like, what are they teaching you in school? He's like, he's like, I'm getting my money's worth.
I was thinking about that.
Where did you learn that?
Yeah.
In school?
Getting his money's worth.
Yep, the money worth.
Yeah, like was he in private school or something, you think, or what? I guess not going to school in a Cubs shirt, but
there was a lot of Chicago shout outs.
Yeah. But his dad said that. I was thinking maybe he's a private school kid, but then they show him leaving for school like a minute later and he's in like jeans and a Cubs t-shirt. Yeah. So
well, now equally as we're all adults and you guys have kids now, your kids are learning shit in younger grades than we ever learned.
Right.
At that age.
I don't think that's true. I mean, we learned a lot on the bus.
That's okay. So that's fair.
Because there's always older kids on the bus, and you hear stuff that you don't want to tell your parents. You just know something's wrong with it.
That's fair.
And you talk to somebody else who usually has an older brother and says, "What? You guys are so dumb. You don't know what that is." We're like, "Yeah, we know what that is."
I don't know, man. Government schools teaching these kids a lot of shit at an early age.
Right.
Like your public schools, man. They're learning about the sex and the whatever. I mean, hell, kids are now encouraged to explore their gender identities anymore
at an early age. Well, I was wondering about that when he made that comment, but he must have been talking about tax money. I would assume.
Taxes, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of taxes.
Off to school we go. Montage absolute montage of 80s kids in 80s clothes with 80s hair.
Putting hands in each other's pockets.
Hands in each other's pockets, holding each other's pinkies as they're walking.
Yep.
I did like that. They showed like some cool like Converse. It was pretty much in the girls like had to rip jeans and stuff. A lot of the stuff that was popular
then
is now.
I thought the same thing. Thank you, Matt. I thought the same thing. That one girl that was drawing on her knee with a magic marker or a Sharpie or whatever. She drew hard on her knee, and it's this rip in her jean where the knee is missing.
Yep.
All of a sudden, there are people out there who pay money for jeans with holes in them.
Yeah, which again, I'm finding myself getting older in my age because, like, if you're, I would say the mall, but sometimes there is people at the mall, like maybe Bass Pro or something, or if you take your kids to a bigger mall around here, like all these kids walking around just like rips everywhere in their jeans, and I'm looking like, why would you pay for that?
Yeah, I mean,
makes me mad.
I would
good hard-earned cash.
Teenage daughter and teenage son, and I know like the daughter's wearing that. Like that's the thing for the girls now, the ripped jeans, the whole knees ripped out basically. And yeah, that's the thing.
Better hope it doesn't get chilly out.
And Chuck Taylors are timeless. I don't think they'll ever go out of style.
Yeah, still buy them.
Yep,
you can absolutely still buy them. So after this cornucopia of 80s teenage angst, we find Sam continuing to dwell on the fact that her family forgot her birthday, and she's sharing that fact with her friend. In health class, Sam completes a confidential questionnaire about sex, includes her desires for Jake Ryan, and believes she passed it to her friend sitting behind her. But it was actually picked up by Jake.
Yeah, her friend was sleeping, like most kids do in high school.
Yeah, right.
I couldn't sleep if I tried.
Me neither. I wasn't a sleepy kind of. Yeah. There's so much going on.
There is. There really is.
Although I do remember like when those movies, like they play like a video or a movie, sometimes it gets dark. You know, they turn the lights down. I think every now and then maybe.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
I like the movies.
Depends if it was like Voyage of the Mimi. Remember those back in the day?
I'm sorry. Movie Day was great.
Yeah. Ben Hur was one of our teachers who was pretty much class for a whole year.
Well, I asked you guys about. You don't remember Voyage? You guys didn't have Voyage of the Mimi, did you?
No.
Yeah, that was
no.
Yeah, Ben Affleck was in. He was like a 11 or 12-year-old kid.
Really?
And it was like a science educational video.
Was that back when you were in grade school?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, we didn't have that.
They would teach you how. Like there was an episode I'll never forget. They're out at sea, and he showed you how to. You put up plastic, and when you get seawater, you put it and you let it evaporate, and then you collect it takes the salt out, and you're able to drink the evaporated water, basically to survive.
In case anybody's at sea for that long.
So in case any of you 11 or 12-year-olds are at sea.
Yeah. Right,
so he's just basically making a still.
Yes.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it was awesome. Like it was stuff like that. But it was
Voyage
like
of the Mimi.
Voyage of the Mimi. It's on YouTube.
MIMI.
Yeah, I'll show you when we get done here.
I just remember
you got to see a young Ben Affleck.
Remember, Channel 1 was mind blowing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, was that a rap group?
No, it's Wake Up. The Channel Live said,
Live.
Wake up in the morning, got the unit for herb.
Yeah,
that was Channel Live.
Channel 1 was at school. I remember that.
Yeah, at school. That was
when they installed those.
Yep.
Yeah.
On those TVs that weighed like 600 pounds, but they were supported by
cathode ray tubes sitting on trays.
Yeah, sitting on trays with like two little pieces of string holding them. We could have lost our lives at any time for learning.
Right.
Oh, well. Safety prevailed. So they walk out of class. She's begging her friend, like, you sure you don't have that? You sure didn't pick up that note? Where's the fucking note? So she's losing her mind, but she swiftly forgets it when we come to the infamous shower scene. So I keep wanting to just call her Molly Ringwald, but Sam. So Sam Baker and her friend make their way into the girls' locker room, and they see the lovely Caroline Mulford.
Just bathing.
Do
you know that was a body double, though?
Really?
Yeah.
Because she was too young?
Maybe? No, she wasn't too young. She said she wasn't as voluptuous as, I guess, like up top.
You could tell.
Yeah. So
I could absolutely tell that when I saw her in that that night
in the outfit.
The gray, was it gray?
Purplish kind of.
Oh wow, we all have different colors for the outfits.
I think all of our TVs are fucked up.
Yeah.
Pretty much, but like she, I guess, like didn't feel like she was developed. I don't know, not developed enough. She was in her 20s, I think. She did it, but. Yeah.
But did you guys remember the part right before that? It was Jake and his friend. They were sitting there
doing the
pretending they were pulling up, even though their feet were on the ground. But there was this big like wrestler dude chasing after this little kid.
Yeah. In the background.
Like in the background. Did you guys notice that?
I did not notice that.
Yeah, dude. Matt's absolutely right. So while Jake and
just look in the background
doing that, There's this dude. He picks him up at the end. He ends up just picking him up and he's going to throw him away.
Yeah. But he's like,
aren't there like weight limits or anything?
I don't know. I just thought it was hilarious. I kept watching the back of this thing.
It's so, yeah. So anyway, and this is so great. So these guys just take their sweet time as they're doing their pull-ups. Mm-hmm. And it's clear that that's obvious then that they're standing on something. But yeah, when they're done with those pull-ups, this scene we're talking about, Jake had, again, gotten a hold of that little note, that little confidential thing, and he read it. And he's like, holy shit, she put my name on this. Mm-hmm. So he, of course, is intrigued.
Yeah, he knows he knows that he's guaranteed pretty much to get laid. Yep. So he was like, who is this girl? Yeah. And he was trying to tell his friend, she's a sophomore, but she's kind of cute. Like,
but I think
but she's a child, Jake.
Yeah, that's what he said. That 40-year-old guy that he was working out with.
Yeah,
but
it was.
True. I think he was into her though before then. Wasn't he like smiling at her a little bit?
I mean, that's just being friendly.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
If you smile at somebody,
I can see what Dave's saying because he's staring off into space,
right?
Okay. But it happens to be directly in Sam's direction. Mm-hmm. Like so Sam turns around and sees him looking at her. Yeah, and she's all of a sudden just thrown aback because she thinks that he's staring at her when in reality he's just, fading off,
daydreaming. Yeah, that happens to us all.
He's daydreaming of the homecoming queen, daydream believer. Homecoming queen,
very good,
is in fact Caroline Mulford. So shower scene, great, naked chick. Sam and her friend express their envy, and now we're at the end of the day, and everybody get on the bus. God damn, that bus scene was so terrible.
But my God,
the bus reminds me of
the bus.
The bus, like being a kid. Don't you remember? It was just like weird smells and like
it was, but that was so. Look, there wasn't like a whole band.
There wasn't a whole band
on the bus.
No,
unless you are a band going to like a game or something.
Fair.
You know,
with the two kids there with jock straps on their heads.
Sorry, I didn't get that part either.
No, go ahead. I was gonna say is that I didn't actually get to experience that because growing up, I always was able to walk to school. Up until I was even able to, drive. I always lived within walking distance, or I would hitch a ride with somebody. So I always watched these movies, and now I rode the bus for sporting, like for football.
Yeah, but that's different. All the bus. It was
different,
yeah.
But I never had that experience. Other than, I shouldn't say that. I guess like field trips and stuff. That would have been a similar, but not really because you're with your own classmates.
Yeah.
I never had that feeling of being like a freshman getting on a bus full of, maybe I guess by then seniors aren't really. I think
grade school was a lot tougher than high school because high school you were pretty much older. You kind of knew. I just remember being younger. There was a school around here. It was a technical school, and there was another like public school that was closed. Mm-hmm. So it was only like a handful of us that went to the school that I went to.
So you guys, being that you were
on the bus, the Catholic
with different schools,
Catholic grade schools didn't have their own buses,
same as today. Yeah. So it was the same back then.
They were borrowing bus time from the public school kid bus. Mm-hmm.
So you're mixed in.
Yeah,
and that's still to this day they do that. But
there'd be like one seat to take, and you don't know who this kid, like an older kid. And he's like, you're not sitting here, and then you're like try to squeeze in with three, and then the bus driver's yelling at you.
Right.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
Times were tough.
Yep.
So Sam returns home and is greeted by her grandparents on her dad's side as soon as she walks in. As if this day hasn't already been bad. She comes home, oh, shit, that's right. My grandparents are here invading my space. Even they forgot her birthday, as did her grandparents on her mother's side.
And she was very upset about that.
Of course.
The grandparents on her mother, I mean, there were some very weird grandparents. I don't even remember my grandparents being this odd.
No.
But the one grandma, who was that the mom's or the dad's, the younger looking ones?
That was the mom's.
That was the mom's.
Grandpa Fred.
Yeah, Grandpa Fred.
He was the best. I liked him.
But the mom was like, look, she got her boobies and went and grabbed, she felt up her own daughter or granddaughter.
Correct.
Which was odd.
And then Grandpa Fred, right?
Yeah.
Said, "Oh, get your magnifying glass."
Yeah, they were really cutting her up.
Yeah, she just felt bad about it.
Yeah, bad day.
His laugh was the best. Like just when he would laugh and stuff, he was just like, yeah.
Yeah, he struck me more as the game show host.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's perfect.
I would see him at like he reminds me of the guy from Caddyshack. He kind of reminded me of
sure.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ted Knight.
Yep.
Ted
Knight.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty spot on.
Wait, that's the father's parents.
That's the mother's parents, which was the younger.
The guy that said, get your magnifying glass.
Yeah,
he reminded you of Ted Knight.
Yeah,
he reminded me more of Rodney Dangerfield.
I could see that too.
Yep, that's the dude.
Yeah, that's him there.
Oh, you'll make her tinkle.
Yeah, I can see Dangerfield too, but they had that. I guess because Ted Knight kind of was dressing like that.
Yeah, for sure.
A little bit,
For sure.
But yeah, we're you guys. See what you think. Let us know.
Yeah, everybody's gonna have their own opinions. Opinions are like assholes.
Yep.
Everybody's got one, or everybody knows one. So after she gets felt up, we are introduced to Long Duck Dong, who is an exchange student living with Sam's grandparents on her dad's side. Note, every time his name is spoken, the sound of a gong is heard.
Yeah, constantly.
It's fantastic. Absolutely. And so after, meeting, in a conversation with her brother, he actually asks her, her brother says, "What are you bitching about? I've got to sleep under a Chinaman named after a duck's dork." It's fantastic. In a conversation with her sister, we discover that the soon-to-be bride has been loved by her fiance for a total of 6 months. So it's one of those conversations where the one that's about to be married is like, "Look, I've been loved by a lot of men, and this is the first one that's loved me for 6 months."
It's a special relationship.
And I think there's something with the dad later on talking to Samantha about how, the sister looks like she always has things easy, but she's just looking for love in all the wrong places.
Looks like she found it, because that dude's just a dorky.
He's a weird,
just a bad mullet.
And the parents are even more fun than that guy.
Oh my God, yeah. So now we go to dinner. Everybody's at dinner. All of the kids, the two parents, both sets of grandparents, and the donger, all sitting around. Donger's telling the stories of what he's doing over here in America. He cuts the grass so he doesn't have to worry about Grandpa's hyena, which is actually his hernia.
Oh, his hyena.
Yeah. And after some convincing, one of the grandmother on the dad's side comes up with a great idea Sam wants to go to a dance that night, and apparently she's being graded on it for Jim. So grandma comes up with the idea, "Hey, why don't you, Donger, would you like to go to the dance?" So Sam has to take Donger to the dance.
It's funny that I think they just got this foreign exchange student just to help out around the house.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking
about that.
He did the lawn, he did the dishes.
About that, but that's like any kid though. If you're living with a family, I mean, like if you're
but they were older. I mean, they're an older couple. Their kids are gone.
But it's like having a kid now.
Yeah.
You think about it that way.
Yeah.
Like I get what you're saying, but do you think that? I guess you're saying you're thinking they were kind of getting the kid just for help.
Correct.
Yes. I mean, with your own
with Matt,
with your own kid, it's like pulling teeth.
Right.
I think you can agree sometimes where it's like, you have stuff that they can do. You get home, is it done? And you're like, I'll just do it myself.
Right.
This way, this kid's like a foreign exchange student. He's happy to like get, 3 meals a day.
Right. Yeah.
So he's doing whatever, Grandpa and Grandma want.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Yep.
That's not a bad idea.
It is not a bad idea.
No, man. That's cheap labor. All right. So that night, everybody goes to the dance. We start with a row of underclassmen. All of these nerdy underclassmen just all standing next to each other. These are the last ones that will ever dance with anyone. Farmer Ted is scoping out Sam and trying to impress his friends, saying, "Oh, man, look, I know her. Look, I talk to her all the time. I can go pick her up." Jake Ryan is dancing with his girlfriend, Caroline, while Sam looks on at Jake in hopeless desire. Farmer Ted tries his best to get together with Sam, but she ends up running away while he's dancing, just leaving him dancing alone on the dance floor. After returning to his friends, Farmer Ted is challenged to prove that he's involved with Sam and agrees to obtain a pair of her underpants to prove it.
Well, I like how they said, we need underpants.
Women's underpants.
That's and then, as he's walking away, what does he say, Dave?
Women's underpants.
Then he was like, "Oh, man."
That's what he's going to do, bring back
He'll bring him his boxers,
yeah. Like that.
Why wouldn't he? Just give it a shot.
I don't even know boxers were a thing in the 80s.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't tighty whities all the time, was it?
So boxers existed, but I think they came into
fashion
and popularity with kids our age.
Okay.
Once we hit, the later years of grade school into high school.
High school, yeah. Boxers.
Yeah, man.
Boxers are briefs.
Yeah.
And now you can buy boxer briefs.
Yeah.
The best of both worlds.
Yeah. Heck yeah. So
support and not as nerdy.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
We find that even the donger has found love with the husky woman. Jake expresses to Ted his interest in Sam. Yeah. Farmer Ted relentlessly tries to get together with Sam in the meantime. Finally, in automotive shop, she and Ted chat. She explains to him about everything about her shitty day, and they actually start to get to know each other a little bit.
Yeah, they're becoming friends because they see each other on the bus. They never really had like a adult conversation.
Right.
And they're seeing that, their lives aren't that different.
That's right. Too. That's right. Sam's interest in Jake is revealed to Ted, and Ted reveals right back to her that Jake had been asking about her. And as they've just gotten to know each other over the course of these 5 minutes, he convinces her to give him a pair of her underwear for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
He's like, look, I made this stupid bet with my friends, but can you do me a favor? Like, just give me something back since I told you about Jake. I need your underwear for 10 minutes.
Right.
Sure. I guess that's
a thing.
Maybe. Yeah. Who knows what they're giving away these days?
Could have just went to the store and bought a pair.
It would have been kind of like late. Maybe you didn't have any money.
True. Yeah. I guess.
Surprised, I don't know. I wonder today you could go to jail for that.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a lot of things.
Hey, do you mind if I borrowed a pair of your underwear? Hold on. Right. Let me just call the cops real quick.
Yep. So Sam, now knowing that Jake has expressed some interest in her, she's practicing her lines. Like she's just thinking everything she could. Hi, my name's Sam. Blah 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 blah.
Not just thinking about you. Blah 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 blah.
That's right. She's off to meet Jake, and she gets to see him face to face. And after an extremely awkward, silent greeting with him, she runs away without having said a word. Not one word.
Yeah.
Not cool.
Cut scene. In the bathroom.
Good scene.
The big underwear reveal to all of the nerdy kids who paid $1.
Yeah, like that. And there's a friend of one of the nerdy kids. Not that they're actually nerds, but he's standing there like, "Hey, man, what year are you?" Guy's like, "Freshman."
Give me a buck.
Yeah, give me a buck. All right, get in here.
Awesome.
So there was about 20, 30 kids in there.
It was packed. Yeah, it was packed.
They got to see an upperclassman's
underwear,
underpants. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Panties.
Next scene: Sam, the donger, and his new girlfriend Marlene, the lumberjack chick.
Mm-hmm.
They're all driving away from the dance. In a cutscene, there's a dinner amongst the families with the Bakers and the Rizchaks. So this is the families of the two that are marrying.
Right.
And this is where we see all right, so the father's clearly into some kind of organized crime.
Yes.
Clearly. The mother is she's just a dumb bimbo.
Yeah.
I guess old, what's the dude's name?
The son.
The son is
the Girl of the Month Club.
Rudy. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. That's right. He's out of the Girl of the Month Club. All right. Sounds good.
From his mom.
Yeah, the dad.
Yeah.
The dad, the mob dad. He's like, look here, I'm in the trucking industry. I'm in this industry.
Yeah, he's in
sometimes I give loans.
Yeah.
Or trucking and what's the other one? Waste management.
Waste management, yeah.
Cigarette vending.
All that stuff.
Yeah. After that cutscene, we see the donger dropping off Sam and then races away with his new girlfriend in Grandpa's car.
What was funny, what was his girlfriend's name, or the girl that Marlene
yeah.
with the donger, and she must have thought that the donger has already had his way with Sam when they were in the car, because she's like, "Thank you so much for loaning me the donger."
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Like you must be like she was so impressed.
Did you guys catch the tray with the food on the?
Yeah.
Did you know that was like a scene that they had cut out? I guess it.
Yeah, because you didn't know where it came from.
Because there was a scene where I guess they created some havoc at probably a drive-up restaurant or something like that. So they never really explained
where that tray came from.
Yeah, but that's what it was.
Yeah. I just had assumed that they must have stopped for something to eat.
Yeah. But it actually was like a scene, I guess, that they took out then.
That explains so much.
Yeah.
This absolutely explains so much. Well, with Donger dropping off Sam and racing away with his girlfriend, we are now off to the party at Jake's. Huge party. Tremendous.
Nobody was supposed to know about. But you remember, Jake said, and then his girlfriend's like, "Yeah, it's just me. I just told a couple of the girls." And then, it's just some rager.
Everybody's drinking. Everybody's having a good time. What's her name? Caroline is she's all blasted
Shit-faced.
drunk. Absolutely shit-faced drunk. I'm sorry, everybody, this is my boyfriend, Jake. Jake, this is everybody.
Jake wasn't happy.
Not at all, man.
He hasn't been.
He hasn't.
No, he hasn't.
Yeah.
Hell, well, she threatened him at the dance. She's like, look, I can have anybody I want.
I got 20 guys.
That's it.
Waiting in
He's
line.
like, "What are you threatening me?" She's like, "Let's just get out of here before we fight."
So the Donger and Marlene arrive, and they crash into a parked car, which actually has a couple in the back of it making out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't even phased
Yeah.
by the accident.
Yeah. Farmer Ted and his friends arrive. His friends Bruce and Wheeze. That's John Cusack and the other guy. Mm-hmm. They arrive. Donger answers the doorbell.
Bong. Of course, the doorbell.
Yeah. Of course, there's a gong when they ring the doorbell.
They very much had a like a Three Stooges vibe.
They did.
He was Mo, kind of slapping them around all the time, and just
absolutely.
Kind of
so they make their way in. The three nerdy guys knock over this huge tower of beer cans. The Donger and Marlene are up on the exercise bike together.
Oh, maybe those were the jocks.
100% they were the jocks.
Yeah, those were the big football player looking guys because they were drinking so much. They built the big.
They're wearing overalls.
Yep.
Yeah, they're huge.
And they didn't say much. They just went like.
The only one of those that had talked is the guy that was doing the pull-ups with Jake.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. So Donger and Marlene are on the exercise bike. Jake walks away from the party, just leaves it, goes up to his room to chill out. He tries calling Sam, but Sam can't answer the phone because he's calling her number, her own line, which her father had actually mentioned in the beginning of the movie. I didn't have my own phone when I was a kid. And her grandparents are occupying her bedroom, which means that when Jake finally would get through, the grandparents are going to answer the phone. But in the meantime, before he does get through, Caroline gets her hair stuck in Jake's bedroom door jamb. And this is the famous, look, the two of her girlfriends come up. One of them is that chick from Lost Boys.
And Jamie Gertz.
That's it, Jamie Gertz. And the other girl that actually did the snipping of her hair. So again, the one cuts her hair so she can get loose from the door jamb. Is that the is that the daughter from European Vacation?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
I'm here on it now.
The faces look similar to me, but what do I know?
I don't think it is, but I could be wrong on that. I know. I can see where they look similar, but
yeah. Oh well. Well, anyway, Jake gets through.
No,
but it's Sam's grandparents that answer.
Yeah, that just to put it out there was a time where if you did like a girl or something, you would have to call her number, and you would kind of hope she'd be like, "Yeah, call between this time and this time," so her parents don't answer.
Yeah,
but it was always that odd part of like, oh man, I hope. And it's usually the dad that you would talk to, be like, well, who's calling?
Yeah, right,
like, this is who did you go to school with my daughter? And like, and you were like,
you get like the 20 questions, yeah.
But it was funny because I think Jake thought they were trying to pull one over on him.
Correct,
like a prank call or something.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, heck with this girl, Sam.
That's right.
She gave me the wrong number.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I always I'm thinking back on that now. So this is back when when we were coming up. This is back when kids had respect for adults and didn't at all refer to adults like by their first name and shit like that.
What's up, Bob?
Yeah.
Like, no.
So it's certainly times have changed. So I don't know. Maybe nowadays kids just call up and they don't give a shit.
Yeah, it could be.
Like, hey Bob, let me talk to your daughter.
Well, no, they all have their own cell phones. Yeah. There's no contact with parents.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
If she's like, text me, you're not texting her dad's phone.
That's fair.
Yeah.
This is what
So they can pretty much say or do or whatever. Yeah. You need to learn respect, people.
This is one of the joys of not having kids.
So different world, yeah.
Yeah. So Caroline gets that impromptu haircut. Marlene, the lumberjack chick, she's up there with the donger lifting weights. She ends up dumping. She gets a little teetery-tottery with the old barbell. The weights fall through the floor and ultimately crash into the basement, destroying Jake's parents' wine collection.
Yeah, that was a funny part too. Her and the donger up there, like insinuating such like sexual stuff.
Working out,
and she just wanted to work out.
That's
like
all
she
wanted.
was just getting really, really into it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the donger was loving it.
Oh, of course.
Minute.
Well, he's getting American Woman.
Yes.
Well, the party's over. The house is trashed, and Jake is, walking around assessing the damage.
As every 80s movie.
Again, like, I agree with
like
Dave.
This house was extra trashed. Like, I thought the Weird Science house was trashed. Mm-hmm. This place was totaled.
Yeah, it was
fucking total.
But I've never been to a party, and I've been to like some big party. Even at senior week, they don't look like
correct.
Don't get beat up like
this
that.
is just like you got like 20 people from the stage crew just going out throwing
That's
cans.
Correct. I've never gets that bad.
I've seen drywall get smashed in and that type.
Or
of
somebody
stuff.
like went backwards, like fell or tripped. And you see like a little hand mark or elbow,
but not pizzas on turntables
or in the cabinets, right?
Yeah, that type stuff.
Yeah,
just like beer cans and like cheese ball bins and I mean, there's
a scene where Jake's looking around and he sees soap foam bubbles soap foam or whatever
coming out of the
ductwork.
Yeah,
in the house. How's that possible?
Yeah. In a big party, who starts messing with the washer and dryers
in the ductwork?
So while they would call with respect to the house, if you had a party there, they're totally going to disrespect your house.
Of course.
Guess. Yeah. So it's kind of like that's what they're saying in the movie. I guess.
I was at one.
Like, I see. Go ahead. I'm sorry. It's like that, but that makes sense. It's like a public service announcement.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, to all you parents out there, if you leave your kids alone, this is what they're going to do.
Right.
But there was a party that I went to with friends of mine in high school. It was I'll tell you who it was then later. But there was some dude, he was fighting with his girlfriend, and I guess like he was that pissed off, he took her mom's china cabinet and threw it outside in like the lawn, like him and his friend.
Damn.
Yeah, and you saw the whole, big china cabinets.
Yeah.
The whole thing just shattered. Like there was like glassware and everything, like all in the front yard.
Jeez.
Then like she started flipping out. Like the cops were called. It was crazy. But I mean, that wasn't like the whole house trash though. Like this,
right.
This was just
one thing.
Some not person.
That's
Damn.
wild.
Not person.
Mm-hmm.
There was a Visa card on the table too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
bad shit.
Planters, cheese balls.
Yeah.
Well, and not just that on the table, but as Jake's cleaning off the coffee table, he sees that Farmer Ted had actually been stuck under the glass.
Yeah.
In the coffee table, he couldn't get out. So after that,
which made no sense.
No sense.
Mm-mm.
No sense.
There's a cut scene to Sam, who is just sleeping on the couch where she's going to be sleeping, and she's greeted by her father, who apologizes for forgetting her birthday. It's a good heartwarming daddy-daughter moment, fatherly advice. And right at the end, she remembers, oh, shit, I gave my underpants to Ted. That's just what hits her. During that conversation, her dad mentions bow hunk. Like your sister, look, I get it. Your sister's bearing a bow hunk. That's all right. It's all right. It'll be okay. So a bow hunk is actually an immigrant from Central or Southeastern Europe, like especially like a laborer.
Mm-hmm.
It's great to hear this coming from this waspy family, right? Waspy, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. So they're like, yeah, we're whatever we are. Mm-hmm. We're the upper crust of European descent in America,
right? And
you're marrying this basically like this greasy Italian guy,
a bow hunk.
So it's like a it's like a what am I trying to say? It's an
gypsy.
Offensive, is it an offensive term then? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah.
Is it, okay.
It's just a pejorative for just lower class Central or Southeastern Europe.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Never heard that term.
Neither did I until this movie. Mm-hmm. In the next scene, we see Ted giving advice to Jake about women, and particularly giving advice to Jake about Sam. So Jake wants a serious girlfriend and expresses his dislike for Caroline. And after discussing Sam and Caroline, they strike a deal. Jake keeps the underwear and offers Ted the opportunity to take Caroline home. They put Caroline in the car, and in a drunken stupor, she's led to believe that it's actually Jake who's to drive her home.
Now, that was kind of like a rapey scene.
No, stop. Not rapey.
Well, no, he said she's up there sleeping right now. I could do her 60 ways to Sunday or something like that. You're like, wait a second.
Yeah, that's
that was a little,
but didn't.
That's a little that was on the line. And another part that Dave and I were talking about when I came over today is where they're talking, Farmer Ted and Jake, and we were saying how cool it was that
drinking the martinis and all that.
Yeah, it's kind of like Farmer Ted like took over as the cool person. Jake's
did.
like completely clueless about like love.
Yeah, but he can mix a martini.
Yeah, he's sitting there making them. Hey, man, what a pretzel!
They're listening to Sinatra in the background.
Yeah, Frank Sinatra's playing. Is a very cool scene.
He's a freshman hanging out at a senior's house.
Yeah.
Or was he a sophomore? He was a freshman?
No, he was a freshman.
Okay, because a lot of the other freshmen looked like really freshman-y.
Yeah. No, he was.
But he looked a little
he
older.
made reference to that.
He was going through a growth spurt.
Mm-hmm.
So off they go. Off Ted and Caroline go in the Rolls Royce.
This is a Rolls Royce.
Right. Yeah.
The donger somehow made his way up a tree, by the way. Oh, sexy girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Bonsai. Jumps out of the tree.
What happened to her? Did we find out? Like, where is she at?
Who?
His girl.
Yeah, Donger's girl.
Donger's girl.
We don't see her ever again.
That's what I'm saying.
She had her satisfaction. She left the donger.
But I'm saying, this might be like an unsolved mystery or something.
Yeah.
She might be up in Jake's bedroom.
Somewhere. Buried somewhere.
Could be.
Because she just completely disappeared. I don't know if they cut that scene or what.
I don't know if her involvement was needed anymore.
She was in love with the donger, and now he's there by himself.
Maybe he ran away. It was interesting. Somehow the donger changed his clothes. Like he was wearing a fucking toga, robes and shit. Whatever. We also see the big dudes who had built that beer can tower. They drop off Ted's two friends at, I forget, one of them was staying, John Cusack was staying over at the other kid's house or vice versa. And they took him there in the trunk of the car. That was pretty
with the little headlamps on.
Yeah. So Ted, spelunkers. So Ted and Caroline are driving, and she's wasted. She even gives him a birth control pill to eat. But he has this great idea. He's going to take her to his two friends' place to get the pictures taken. He arrives. Ted is a legend. He's driving a Rolls Royce with Caroline in the back seat. Like, that's got to be pretty cool.
Which was another cool scene is how when Ted was driving Caroline, she was just acting like an idiot and stuff. Yeah. And he was getting so he was like, I can't believe that you're like a popular person in our school. Like, you're acting like such an ass. Like, I can't believe people like you.
Right.
And that's just who she was.
Yep. Just a bitch.
She wasn't a very nice person.
Not at all.
No,
she was a snob.
Yeah.
And then Farmer Ted had,
well, I mean, so Farmer Ted is hoping to get, we got to be able to prove this to our friends that look at this, and so he gets the perfect scene set up. Like he has her draped over him and they're pretending to kiss and, do whatever and hug and all of this stuff. And he has his friends take a picture.
Well, he wakes her up and he says,
but hey. Does he get a BJ on the way to his friend's house?
I think she just passes out.
Yeah.
In his lap.
Okay.
She just passed out.
I didn't know. I don't know if they were insinuating.
She passed out, and then he just basically looked at the camera and
he broke
that fourth wall.
There it was. Yes.
But when he showed up to his friends, I think they get that picture. Didn't he wake her up and say, "Hey, the camera, you need to get a picture?" And she's like, "Cheese" or whatever, and woke up for the minute or not minute, but 10 seconds of the picture.
And that's all he was hoping for, and it was perfect. And
again, in today's world, you're looking at jail time.
For what? For that?
I'm going to have to ask JW about that.
Maybe, I don't know.
We'll see. Anyway,
if all they get is passed out and you're taking pictures, I think that's.
But just a picture in the car with her.
I don't know, but they're like maneuvering her and stuff. I don't know. Well, that sounds like 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've seen the internet. People get shitty pictures taken of them all the time. That's why, I mean, with everybody having mobile devices, it's like, look, just watch what you do,
right?
Because there are phones everywhere. But go ahead, we'll ask JW. We'll see if it's.
Yeah, I'm curious
if you can't take pictures of people.
Yeah.
So while this is all going on, and they try to snap a photo, amazingly, they fuck it up. All they get is the upper right hand corner of Ted's head.
Yep.
They miss the shot of the century. Cut scene, we see Sam lying awake thinking of Jake, and Jake lying awake thinking of her.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Evening comes and morning follows. The next morning, wedding day. Note, Grandpa Fred had been in the bathroom for a half hour.
Don't go in there.
Blew it up. Yeah.
Totally polluted. Meanwhile, Grandpa Howard is on the phone filing a police report for the missing Long Duck Dong.
He was wearing khakis.
A red shirt.
Khakis.
The two grandmothers are making breakfast. Note the one with the cigarette ash. That's as long as hell.
Well, when she's smoking, she's trying to catch the ashes with the spatula.
Yeah,
that's following her. And they had some Entenmann's donuts there.
Those are delicious.
I didn't know they were a nationwide brand. Entenmann's. I thought they were
Philadelphia. I thought that also.
I'm with you. I thought that. So I always thought that Entenmann's was local just because I didn't travel much. Right. So I would just think, it must only be around here. Mm-hmm. Just like Tasty Cakes.
Yeah.
Now, Tasty Cakes I know are not national.
Yeah, they're Philly, right?
But yeah, apparently Entenmann's is a big deal. And it's awesome. So the grandma with the cigarette has that box of Entenmann's, just slices it open. Okay, breakfast is served.
Blows the smoke right in. And
it's awesome.
That's like my grandma always had the raspberry swirl. It's delicious.
The crumb top ones are the best.
Oh, the raspberry coffee cake, John?
Yeah, it has the 3 stripy of the raspberry with the coffee cake stuff on top.
That's the good.
And then the icing.
That's good.
So good. God damn.
That's good.
I would kill some Entenmann's right now. God damn. Oh, yeah. So we then see a scene of Sam's mom, apologizing to Sam for missing her birthday. And then we see Sam on the phone with her best friend. She was actually informed that kids were paying money to see her underwear at the dance last night.
Her little brother.
$1,
yeah. Off to the wedding we go. On their way out, after 2 packed cars are driving away, they find the donger laying passed out in the driveway. As they're backing up, as the one
Howard, he's dead.
Yeah.
Well, the one Grandpa Fred says to Howard, he says, "Hey, Howard, there's your Chinaman." "Oh, thanks, Fred." They wake up the donger. The donger's talking. He's hungry. "No more Yankee my wanky." The donger need food.
The donger need food.
Yeah.
Grandpa Howard asks him the whereabouts of the automobile. "Automobile?" Grandma kicks him in the guts. That's it. They just leave him there. Now we're at the wedding. Ginny arrives, and we find that she's on 4 muscle relaxers.
She'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, she'll be fine. There's a cutscene to Farmer Ted and Caroline. They're sitting there talking about they're both having their morning after regrets. Mm-hmm. They're parking in a parking lot right across the street from that church, as chance would have it. They're discussing their dalliance from the night before. They can't exactly pinpoint whether they did anything together, and if so, whether they liked it. Now, Caroline thinks she did. Mm-hmm. So did they?
I don't think so. I think they were too.
Yeah, I don't know. And was he drunk? Like he wasn't.
He wasn't.
Drinking.
That's what I didn't understand.
I mean, there was a lot of beer cans in the car, so maybe he was drinking later with her or something.
He did put on his night. What are those called when you have braces? Yeah, retainer.
Yeah.
But yeah, that scene didn't make sense to me either because they were talking. Oh, I don't remember. Like, did we? Was I good? Do you remember? Like when I don't know. Didn't make sense.
Yeah. And maybe she was sobering up and he was getting drunker. I don't know. Because she seemed to remember the most of it. So, if anything happened, they never really said.
They never did. Still to this day, it's a mystery.
Mm-hmm. He does have hickeys.
He did have hickey, yes.
Yeah, there's like hickeys on his face and on his neck. So, who knows?
His dental equipment is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, we then go to a cutscene of Jake arriving at Sam's house. Donger answers the door. And this was the donger who was at Jake's the night before. So Jake's, like, "Open the door." "No way, Jose. You beat up my face." He's like, "Well, you grabbed my nuts." So the donger opens the door and informs that Jake's looking for Sam. Donger informs him that Sam is at the church getting married. He obviously means that she's at a wedding.
Not her getting married.
But he's not exactly the most fluent in the English language,
right?
Having been only a foreign exchange student. So back to the church we go. Ginny is wasted. And as we see, again, I was going to ask, is that Lou from Caddyshack? That is, in fact, Lou from Caddyshack. Mm-hmm. Ginny's stumbling down the aisle. She even takes a quick break on her way there, trying to take a seat in one of the pews. Like, she's just a mess. Gets there, takes her veil off.
I'm sure, like, back then, too, like, whatever she took, they were probably Quaaludes.
Quaaludes, yeah.
Because that wasn't like I think in the 80s, that was still kind of something they gave for menstrual pain and things like that.
Could have been,
I mean, we can get somebody to check on that. But.
And pudding pops.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Bill Cosby was in a truck outside of her house.
Yeah.
And she went out there to get ice cream, and it was a pudding pop.
Next thing you know, she's all looted up.
Yep.
She's on Disco Biscuits.
Disco Biscuits.
So back to Farmer Ted and Caroline.
Great band, by the way.
Disco Biscuits.
Yes.
Back to Farmer Ted and Caroline. They're actually beginning to grow quite fond of one another. And they even kiss. And just as they kiss, Jake shows up.
But Caroline, like, she was so used to guys, like, having sex with her, then getting up and going. And that's what she said to the farmer.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it was so nice just having you there, waking up in your arms.
In your arms, instead of
you just, having sex with me and leaving like all the other guys do.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Jake from State Farm.
Well, there was this guy was, so the original Jake from State Farm was white. So maybe it is.
That guy? Was the original Jake white?
So the original Jake from State Farm was a white guy.
In the commercials.
In the commercials. And then they replaced him with a black guy.
With Patrick Mahomes, I think. Jake from State Farm.
No, he's not Jake from State Farm.
No, that's
he's just in the commercials.
He's just in the commercials.
Oh, okay.
Billy D. Williams.
Yeah, he might be in it.
But anyway, the original
Fred Sanford.
The original Jake from State Farm was a white guy.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Oh, you're right, because you sound hideous.
That's correct.
Yeah, that one.
That's correct.
Jake from State Farm. Oh no, I don't think that. I think that was like a joke though.
Okay, Jake from State Farm.
Yeah.
You sound hideous. No, but they show him on the commercial.
Thank you, Dave.
But he has the khakis on.
Yeah.
The red shirt.
He's dressed exactly like the black guy, but it was the white guy. They just replaced the white guy with the black guy.
Because he calls late at night. The ladies. And who are you talking to? Gotcha.
It's Jake from State Farm. Oh well, he's a dude.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So we find out stuff like that here in the basement.
That's right. So Ted and Caroline are beginning to grow fond of one another. They're kissing. Jake shows up.
Even Jake's like, what the fuck?
I know. Like, what the fuck happened
Wait, what is going on here?
Yeah.
And Jake's is what the fucking everything, because he's like, how am I a senior, like the most popular kid in school, and I want this girl that I can't have? I want this Sam girl. I tried calling her. She won't. I wanted to talk to her. She won't talk to me. I tried calling her. Her parents, or it was actually her grandparents, screamed at me, like, why can't I have this? What the fuck is going on? And now this freshman
took my girl.
Just took my girl. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, because that was a given. That was easy money right there. And he's like, wait, what? Now I don't have that either.
I know.
You need to be humbled sometimes, I guess.
That's true. That's true. Absolutely true. Jake and Caroline amicably break up, and they apologize to one another. They hug it out. They go their separate ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're going to be okay.
Yeah,
they don't need each other.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what they said. When he says, we're going to be okay. No, it's her. It's Caroline says it, like, you're going to be okay.
Because the two most popular people have been dating since freshman year, one of them things. And now it's time, senior year is going to be up. Their lives are moving on.
Move along. She's like, I haven't dated a freshman. I didn't even date a freshman when I was a freshman, she said. So she's basically been with.
To which Anthony Michael Hall aptly replied, neither did I.
Neither did I, yeah.
Older women.
Yep.
Did not like Jake's Porsche, by the way.
The 944?
Did not like the 944.
I like
Obviously, love the 928. Don't like the 944.
I like that that red and black combo. I thought it was nice looking, but that's not a 911 or anything like that. That's my favorite, but I'm not gonna say I wouldn't drive it.
I'm not saying I wouldn't, but I would prefer the 928 over the 944.
I'd probably drive the Rolls Royce, to be honest.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did read something. I know I'll probably forget about it. I didn't have it as a fun fact or anything, but I did read that car today is worth $66,000. So
the Rolls Royce. Yeah, it's a 75, I think, or 70.
Yeah, so it wasn't really like out of this world type Rolls, but it's still worth almost $100,000.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they still make them, and they're still damn expensive.
That's a delicious candy bar, by the way.
What, the Rolls Royce?
No, the $100,000.
Oh, $100,000. That's right.
A lot of people don't realize they don't see that much.
So give me a second. That's a bar of caramel topped with Krispies, topped with chocolate.
Exactly.
There you go. $100,000.
$100,000.
Meanwhile, the wedding's over. The groom and his wasted bride are whisked away. Sam goes into the church to collect her sister's veil. When she comes out, as everybody else is pulling away, there's Jake standing there waiting.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the little weird Carol Ann lady is too.
Yep.
Carol Ann.
Yeah.
But she doesn't say that.
That's the part I was talking about with the swaying back and forth. Yeah, whatever that noise was.
Yep. That's got to be her undergarments, her hosiery.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like when you walk in corduroys.
Yeah, that's sound.
Same thing with, I don't know, when you're packing sausages into hosiery.
Hosiery, yeah.
Jake and Sam finally meet, and he drives her away. Last scene of the movie, they're celebrating Sam's birthday that night together with a cake and a kiss.
Happy ending, yeah.
Happy ending. Well, wait, you got to pay extra for that.
Yeah, that wasn't a happy ending. That was in the deleted scenes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, cake and a kiss, and that's the end of the movie.
One other thing too with that Rolls Royce, they had a car phone. So back in '84,
oh yeah,
that was a big deal.
That was baller.
Yeah,
that was probably like $5,000-$6,000 to have.
Dude, that's like having a satellite phone.
Yeah,
but who's calling the dad like the middle of the night like that on the car phone? You know what I mean? I don't know.
I picked up my car phone to perpetrate like I was talking.
The phone was ringing like maybe the calls got forwarded. I don't know if it worked like that back then, but I guess it's time for the fun facts, huh?
Fun facts.
Fun facts. So the brick house, it was a 6-bedroom house that the Bakers lived in. It was in Evanston, Illinois. In 2006 now, it sold for $1.2 million. 1.25. So you figure that was in 2006. It's maybe even
Evanston's all the big money like right outside of Chicago.
Well, now, wait.
Baller.
Is there a draw like star power to that? Like, hey, this is where the Breakfast Club was filmed.
Or 16 Candles, you mean?
Would I say Breakfast Club?
Yeah,
I meant 16 Candles. I'm sorry.
Same thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
same thing.
I mean, I would assume you're probably right on that. Same thing with like the Home Alone house.
Yeah, precisely.
Brings more money because it's got a history. You know what I mean? You could give tours and shit if you really wanted to.
Right.
I got a fun fact about Long Duck Dong.
Oh, give it to me.
Okay, he was played by a 28-year-old Utah-born actor who only spoke English.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I think he learned at the accent he used from like South Korean. Yeah.
So Getty Watanabe is actually from Utah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he was 28.
That's what. Yeah.
Wow.
And he learned his thick accent from a Korean friend, but he had no idea that they wanted him to be like a.
That's so. They wanted to stereotype.
Yeah, they wanted to stereotype him, but he thought it was funny. He was like, "Yeah, that's cool, man."
I think it's funny.
Yeah, he was just like, "Yeah, that's cool. I guess I'll do that."
That's fantastic.
So yeah, there's a fun fact.
Oh, fun fact.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
Ted, played by Anthony Michael Hall, could have been and was very close to being Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, yeah. Saw that one there. That would have been different. I wonder how Jim Carrey would have been.
That young.
Yeah, I don't think it would have. Well, maybe Jim Carrey's got to be at least, I would say, 10 years older than Anthony Michael Hall.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. I have to check the old inner tubes for that one.
Because I'm thinking Anthony Michael Hall is like 50, but now 50.
He's not much older than us. Yeah, 53, 54. He's not over 55.
Yeah.
All right. So how old was Jim Carrey when
Jim
he was
Carrey,
doing In Living Color, right? So that was
23, 24.
extreme
probably.
late 80s, early 90s. So that would have put him. They might be the same age.
Maybe they are then. Yeah, I was thinking
There's
for
no
some
way
reason
Jim Carrey is 55 years old.
I was thinking he was in his 60s, but I don't know. Maybe they're 5-6 years apart. Maybe it's closer than I'm thinking. I know that John Cusack was 17 in this movie, and Anthony Michael Hall was 15.
John Cusack did a really good job playing a younger dude if he was 17.
Yeah, he was 17.
Because his voice was higher. Like he did a great job playing a freshman.
Right. Another thing with these license plates, John Hughes always with the license plate. So he had the V58 on.
Yeah, what was that?
That was Vacation 58. That was the book that he wrote. That Vacation was based on.
Bam.
And then 21850 was Jake's car, a license plate, and that was his birthday, February 18th, 1950.
Huh.
Yeah.
Real quick, what we were talking about, Jim Carrey is 61. Anthony Michael Hall is 54.
So there you go.
There you go.
I mean, close, but
Jim Carrey could not have pulled that off.
No, he would have been, 22 playing a freshman.
Yeah.
That would have been.
We were merely freshmen.
Did you guys know about Viggo Mortensen?
Yeah, he was going to.
He could have been Jake Ryan.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
There's that one.
I'm glad he held out for Aragorn.
Yeah, he was really good in that.
And she won. Molly Ringwald wanted him. She said he made her weak in the knees.
Oh my goodness.
She was into him. Yeah.
She was lobbying hard for Viggo Mortensen.
Well, just saying because he was so good looking. I guess she was like, he'd be a good Jake.
You guys read another Long Duck Dong about the gong noise. I don't know if you guys have that.
I got nothing on that.
No. Okay.
Intrigued.
Okay.
Do tell.
They claim that the sound effect was added in post-production and equipped at somebody who must have had a few beers while they were doing.
It's awesome.
And somebody just thought it was funny just to add a gong in there
The whole time.
I still think it's hilarious.
That was an ongoing joke, and they're happy that they made it through. But I guess NPR had something about it and said that it was very kind of racist, or I don't know what.
People need to get over themselves.
I guess, is that racist or is that like bigoted? What is that?
It's a stereotype.
Stereotyping.
It is a stereotype. It's not even a pejorative. It's just a stereotype.
And like they're saying, then in the 80s it was kind of funnier. Now that they look at it, they were saying, but I wouldn't take it out. It was just something that made the movie what they thought was funny.
Yeah, it's in the movie. But the girl that played Jake's girlfriend was actually a natural redhead. So they had to dye her hair.
Huh.
Yeah, because they
I wonder
they
if
only wanted one redhead in the.
I wonder if that was her hair. Like if she actually got her hair cut.
Well, that was a wig then,
So that was a wig.
I'm assuming. Yeah, maybe she did cut her hair for that.
I don't know. Who's to say? I know that the role of Sam was obviously won by Molly Ringwald, but Ali Sheedy and Robin Wright were considered for that role.
Oh, wow.
It always goes like the same.
I'm glad it didn't go to Robin Wright. I could have seen Ali Sheedy, but not I just don't like Rob. I've talked about this a bunch of times. I don't like Robin Wright. That's all I got to say.
Right. Not a fan. Samantha's mother in this, Carlin Glynn, is the real-life mother of Mary Stuart Masterson.
Oh.
Yeah. And then she went on to co-star in Some Kind of Wonderful, Mary Stuart Masterson.
Yep.
So, yeah.
The school there in Chicago where they had the dance, they said there was no air conditioning, so it was over 100 degrees when they filmed that inside the area there of the school dance in the gym. And they said also her room was made inside the gym. Also, that was where they filmed it.
Mm-hmm.
And she brought stuff from her own house, like the Culture Club poster. I think there was like a flock of seagulls.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy Hagar poster was all from Molly Ringwald's actual room.
And did you said Laura Dern too?
I did not say Laura Dern.
I had Laura Dern and Robin Wright for the part of Samantha Baker. So
I had Ali Sheedy and what's her name?
Laura Dern from the Jurassic Park movies.
So that, like we said, Jake's car was a 1983 Porsche 944.
Yep.
And then the Jake's father's car, Rolls Royce, it was a 1974 Corniche Series 1. And like Matt said, worth about $66,000 today, which could have been a couple years ago.
Sure.
I like AV equipment like we talk about. And the turntable was a Denon DP 62L, which is like an iconic turntable. It's like people still pay top dollar for them today. So for people that are into that stuff, that was pretty cool.
Mixed master.
Yeah, mixed master, that's right.
Wiki.
Yep. It was Niles East High School is where they filmed that at. So in the party scene, you can see some kids wearing Niles East Trojan jackets and shirts.
That's awesome.
So that was in Skokie, Illinois, and it was already closed for 10 years by the time they started filming. So it was closed in like the mid-'70s.
Okay.
I only have one more. Molly Ringwald was interested right after this with how big it was to do a sequel. There was a couple that were pitched to her through the years, and she finally, in 2005, they said she read for a 32 candles script.
God damn, I was going to say, that's a long time
That's
later.
a lot of candles, yeah.
But then I guess once she read it, she didn't have any interest in it, said it wasn't worth it.
Wasn't worth doing.
Yeah.
So like we said about this being rated PG, it was originally rated R, and then they on appeal they got it taken down to the PG.
I'm glad they did.
Yeah.
I can see the appeal though. Yeah, it was a person was naked for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, and the thing is that rated R probably would. I don't know how much they really checked IDs back then at a movie, but I mean, I guess it would have hurt their box office and everything else.
Well, I mean, I told you we just talked about this not too long ago. My first rated R movie in the theater was Coming to America.
Mm-hmm.
Now I was 12.
Yeah.
At the time, so I'll take a ticket for Roger Rabbit, and then you just sneak into the R-rated movies.
Makes sense. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of kids did that.
But you were just saying, like recently, Dave, like you said,
my son,
your son was trying to get into a movie and needed an adult to buy the tickets.
He did not. He's 17. He had friends with him that were 16 and weren't 17 yet, and they would not let those friends in the movie. It was for the
shame.
It was for. Which movie just came out?
Top Gun Maverick.
No, it wasn't that. It was the Creed movie. I think
really?
Yeah.
Creed 3.
Creed 3. It's rated R. And
for what? Swearing?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Which means that if the other kids wanted to get in, they needed somebody who was 18 or older.
Mm-hmm.
But 17 can go in on his own. He just can't sponsor somebody else going.
Right. You have to be 21. Have somebody 21 or older to get. So.
Wait, 21 to get a ticket for the 16-year-olds?
Yeah.
So what's 18 now? That's just out the window. You're not really an adult. You're like
well, you can't supervise. I don't know. They have their rules. You think if I'm a movie theater, give me all the money because everybody's staying home to 100%. Watch movies. So
100%.
I mean,
well, rated R should be by now. I mean, I'm not telling people how to raise their kids, but I think 15 and over are okay for a rated R movie.
Yeah, it's not like it was rated X or something. You don't want to see porn.
Yeah, it wasn't Showgirls.
Like that.
It wasn't NC-17.
It's a boxing movie where they're going to drop the F-bomb.
They see worse stuff on their TikTok these days.
Yeah, but I mean, this one's like one of my favorite movies from back in the day. I used to watch it. Obviously, I own it. I mean, I love this movie. I watch it all the time. I should say I have, over the years, watched it a lot. It's probably my favorite, I would say my favorite John Hughes movie.
Nice.
Yeah, I just really enjoyed it. It was cool to watch it again. So
yeah, I'm glad this one came up. Thank you everyone for putting this on the poll. Mm-hmm. Thank you for allowing us to do our review. This is just anything and everything Dave said. I concur.
Yep.
Another John Hughes. He's popular on the old Dirty Basement hotline there.
Yeah.
I did like 16 Candles. As I was saying earlier, I think it was one of the ones I like at his Sans National Lampoons.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was fun. I see it on TV a lot, and it was fun to sit and watch it in a hole.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, enjoyed it.
I still have chicks that I'll talk to whomever, and I still hear them say from time to time, I'm still waiting for my Jake Ryan moment.
Yeah, they love that when he pulls up in the Porsche. Yeah, I've heard that too from different girls that say that.
Yeah,
your knight in shining Porsche.
Right. Yeah. High expectations. I mean, very rarely you have
you don't see the Pontiac T1000 in that one.
No.
Pulling up, yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed that. So I don't know exactly what we'll be back with next week, depending on scheduling, but definitely a movie review for you. So don't forget to find us on Facebook and Instagram Follow us on there. Also on TikTok, I'm sorry, at Old Dirty Basement Podcast. I guess that's it for now, so we'll catch you where?
On the flip side.
If we don't see you sooner, we'll see you later.
Peace. Thanks for listening to The Vintage Cinema Review in the Old Dirty Basement. If you dig our theme music like we do, check out the Tsunami Experiment. Find them on Facebook. Their music is streaming on Spotify and Apple, and where great music is available.
You can find us at Old Dirty Basement on Facebook and Instagram, and at Old Dirty Basement Podcast on TikTok.
Peace.
We outie 5000.